Markets, markets, and markets once again. Oops, did I forget to say the word farmers? What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with the Success Saturday video series, where here we discuss exactly how to be successful while on the 23% Challenge meal plan. So without any further delay, and if you want to learn anything about farmers markets, then please stay tuned. All right, first up, I do have objectives, meaning things I need to convey to you. So here's the good news, is that I only have two. One is short term, one is long term. Now, first is my short term objective, which is Coach D's tip. Basically, it's a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance, a little bit of did you know? Now, my second objective is rather long term, and that is to save 1 million animals. That's right, 23% Nation, 1 million animals. And in case you're wondering what types of animals, well, you'll soon find out, so please hang tight. All right, so for today's video, which is all about being successful while on the 23% challenge meal plan. And that is, guys, is to go to a farmer's market. Remember, we're trying to be successful in the meal plan. So one of the ways in which I can help you do that is to give you just a little bit of information about farmers markets. Now, first, let's define what a farmer's market is, because I do know that some of my listeners, some of my subscribers may not know exactly what a farmer's market is. So here we go. Guys, a farmer's market is a physical retail marketplace intended to sell foods directly by farmers to consumers. Also, they may be indoors or outdoors. Check out the picture, and typically consists of booths, tables, or stands where farmers sell their produce, live animals and plants, and sometimes prepared foods and beverages. Farmers markets exist in many countries worldwide and reflect the local culture and economy. That's right. So guys, farmers markets not only exist in the United States of America, but also in several different countries. Last but not least, the size of the market may be just a few stalls, or it may be as large as several city blocks. Due to their nature, they tend to be less rigidly regulated than retail produce shops. So there we have it, guys. Lots and lots of information about farmers markets. All right, 23% Nation, I know a lot of you say, all right, Coach D. So number one, you want me to be successful while on the meal plan. Check. Number two, you want me to eat plant foods. Check. Number three, you want me to go to a local farmer's market in order to buy my plant foods. Check. So now the question is, Coach D, how do I find one? Well, guys, believe it or not, it couldn't be easier. Here we go. Number one, take out your phone, your tablet, or sit in front of your PC, right? And then go to good old google.com. Type in farmers markets near me and hit enter. And within less than half of a second, Google will give you your desired results. Now, guys, let's talk about the pros and the cons of shopping at a farmer's market. Because based on the research that I've done, it's not always a big bed of roses. First, let's talk about the advantages, or we'll say the good news. Then we'll talk about the disadvantages, or we can say the bad news. So first up are the pros. Guys, here's something that you have to understand, is that farmers are just like me and you, meaning they are people. So you get an opportunity to actually talk directly to the person that's producing your plant foods. Now, when you're in front of that person, meaning the farmer, you can ask them all types of questions. Now, in a little while, I'm going to let you know exactly what types of questions you could be asking the farmer. Here's another good thing about farmers markets is that the produce is usually local, meaning it is from within your own neighborhood, or we can say it is local to your community. Now, there's a big advantage to this. What you may be wondering? Well, less travel time, which means the farmer saves gas, which means he can then pass that savings on to you as the end consumer. Also, produce is freshly harvested. Now, here is something that you really need to understand about harvesting, is that the closer the food is, I'm sorry, rewind. Food that is, or shall I say, plant foods that are freshly harvested are usually ripe, or more importantly, when the farmer harvests the produce, it's ripe. Also, artisan goods all in one place. So I do understand that some people like to take their plant-based lifestyle to different degrees. Some people are raw foodists. Some people make sure that every single product that they purchase is plant-based. So if you like plant-based soaps and maybe plant-based clothing, then they might sell those items at your local farmers market. Now let's talk about the cons, the disadvantages, or shall we say the bad news. Here's something that I recently learned, is that all produce, all plant foods might not be local. Yes, guys, it's very possible that the farmer that's standing in front of you may have certain deals with farmers that are outside of the local community. Meaning they not only sell their produce, but then they may also be selling another farmer's produce. Here's something else that I recently learned. And here I thought all produce at farmers markets was organic. I couldn't be more wrong. It is possible that the farmers may use pesticides and or fertilizers, right? Now, as a quick little tidbit, I want to share something with you. After doing a little bit of research, and if you are deathly afraid of fertilizers and pesticides, here's what I recently learned. If you ever think or if you ever see any type of pesticide residue on any of your plant foods, you can always use water, vinegar, baking soda, or salt to remove it. Now, if you want to use those things, or if not those things, but if you want to use those ingredients, you can use them separately or you can use them all together. Okay, generally speaking, they tend to get rid of over 90% of any type of pesticide and or fertilizer residue from your plant foods. Also, something else that I recently learned is that some of the farmers may use GMO seeds. That's right, guys. And for those of us who don't quite know what GMO stands for, remember, it stands for genetically modified organism. All right. Now, remember in the last slide, I simply said that you can talk to the farmers. Well, yeah, guys, you can talk to them about whatever you want. But of course, let's keep it professional. I don't know. You may find the farmer, or whether they're a man or a woman, you may find them attractive. But like I said before, let's keep it professional. So guys, here are 5 questions to ask the farmer when you go to your local farmer's market. All right, question number 1. Do you use heirloom seeds? Now, some of you may be wondering, Coach D, what in the world is a heirloom seed? Well, guys, it's a seed from a plant passed down from previous generations. If not, where are your seeds purchased from? Question number 2. What are your farming practices for fertilizing? Question number 3. Do you use synthetic or natural pesticides? Question number 4. What is the length of time between harvesting and selling your produce? Now, I wasn't very eloquent in stating it on the last slide, but guys, here's a general rule of thumb. When it comes to local farmers, they really prefer to harvest their produce when it's ripe. And when it's ripe, that's when it has its highest nutrient content. It's very, very different when produce comes from different countries. Why, you may ask? Well, it's very possible that they harvest the fruit before it's ripe. And then, being that it's transported from maybe a different country to your local community, well, it's exposed to all types of environmental conditions, which unfortunately can render a lot of the nutrients useless. So this is a very, very important question to ask, especially if you're concerned about the nutrient content in the produce that you consume. And question number 5 is, do you harvest your produce once it's fully ripened? Now guys, as I just stated, this is a very important question. Fully ripe produce, whether it's a vegetable or a fruit, is at its most nutritious peak when it's ripe. So if the farmer is picking the produce before it's ripe, well, that means that the nutrient content is probably going to be a little diminished. Versus when it's fully ripe, the nutrient content will be at its highest. All right, guys, let's now transition to Coach D's long-term objective, which is to save 1 million animals. Now, recently I came across an amazing website, which happens to be called vegancalculator.com. I'll say it once again. It's vegancalculator.com. Now, after checking out the website for a while, here's what I've come to realize. Now, based on the website, they say that eating a 100% plant-based diet for only 7 days saves 7 animals. That's right, guys. Eating plant-based for only 7 days saves 7 animals. Now, isn't that amazing? And it just so happens the 23% challenge meal plan is only 7 days. So guys, if you love our fellow furry creatures that also inhabit planet Earth, then you probably want to join me in on the 23% challenge meal plan. Now, a question that you may be wondering is, all right, Coach D, I get it. You want to save 1 million animals. Great. But what I really want to know is, which animals are you trying to save? Well, guys, let's address that question right now. Number 1, I'm looking to save the types of animals that are used as food. Meaning the cows, the pigs, the chickens, the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, the goats, the bunnies, and everything else that we eat for food, right? Now, there is a second type of animal, and those are the animals that we don't necessarily eat as food, but these are the animals whose natural habitats are destroyed because of the way we eat, right? So here's something rather alarming. After watching the movie Cowspiracy, they say that the biggest culprit of natural habitat destruction is animal agriculture, which is basically a two-headed beast, meaning we are artificially producing animals to be eaten as food, and secondly, we're clearing land so that they can grow crops in order to feed these artificial animals, right? Now, here's something else that's rather alarming. They say that animal agriculture is the biggest contributor to air pollution, water pollution, deforestation, desertification, ocean dead zones, and also species extinction. So guys, that's why I'm looking to save 1 million animals. Why? Because ultimately, I love them. 23% nation, I need your help. Now, based on my math, I need 145,000 people to join me in on the meal plan. Now remember something, the 23% challenge meal plan is only 7 days long. That's right, guys. Now, if you are confused about which 7 days, well, let me make it easy for you. It's the first 7 days of every single month, the 1st through the 7th. So guess what? If I can get 145,000 people to do this in 1 week, meaning 1 month, then that's 1 million animals. Now, think about it this way. If we can do this every month for a whole year, guys, that's 12 million animals saved. So come on, hop aboard, join Coach D, and eat more plants. 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you want to step up to the plate, and you say, Coach D, I want to help. So guess what? Here's some even better news. I have actually teamed up with Fiverr.com. And yes, I have my own gig there. Basically, I'm looking to help you create a 7-day plant-based vegan meal plan. Now, that's not the only thing that you're going to receive. You will also get a nutrition report, a health assessment, and yes, a workout program. Why? Because ultimately, I want you to be healthy. Now, you do get to choose. You can do vegan lean or you can do vegan bulk. That's right. Vegan lean is for those people who maybe want to take off an inch from their waist or from their hips. The vegan bulk is for those of us gym rats who may want to add on a little bit of lean, mean muscle tissue, right? So, guys, if you want to help, then go ahead, click on the link, which by the way is in the description box, and place your order now. It's time for our question of the day, and this comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% Nation. We have inquiry minds. So we want to know, what did you learn about farmers markets today? I covered a lot of information, so chances are you did learn something new. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. Now, before I sign out, I gotta ask you, please don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. And by the way, don't forget to drink more water. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember to take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.